Hey, this is Captain Savage, or Brian with Captain Savage Aquatics. Just doing a quick update live stream of some of my fish tanks. Probably make this a very short stream, maybe 15-20 minutes, half hour tops, because I gotta get ready for work today. So let me get started with the fish tanks. So let's do the first one. Good morning, the fish loft. How are you? Sorry if it's a little bouncy. I'm just doing all this by hand. So this is the pork chop rasbora setup. It looks kind of dark. I got two 4000K lights in here, but there's a lot of duckweed. Like, it's caked. Like, probably half-inch, quarter-inch thick. Hey, what's up, Heather? How are you? So that's just a really quick live stream. Or quick update on that tank. I'll be adding some plants. I'm going to put some of that aquascape gravel in all these tanks for that. So the next tank that I got to top off today is the fancy guppy tank with the females and the males in here. As you can see, there's a ton of fry. I like, if you can see that green algae off this. So I gotta fix this, and I just have a house plant growing out of the aquaponics. Yeah, everything's going well for me. I did a live stream last night into early this morning. What's up, OG's Fish Room? So this is the fancy guppy tank where I got a ton of fry in here. Java moss, Java fern. Like I said, I'm gonna add that aquascape gravel in here, or soil substrate. I'm planning on rescaping all three of these tanks in this room. Oh, let me get that light out of here because it's burnt out. So yeah, that's the fancy guppy tank. Got some good colors on them. I have like 5 tanks with fancy guppies right now, and I do water changes to this, you know, a couple times a week, depending. I actually have a sponge filter I'm gonna put in here. That way, when that right here slows down due to the aquaponics filter, it's got a really small sponge filter on it that gets coarse, that gets clogged up. So once I clear that out and squeeze the sponge out a few times, everything should be okay. Sorry for the glare. Let me see. I mean, you can see some nice color on these guys, even the females. All right, so let's see. Sorry if there's glare, but there's that tank. Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, look at this fat female. I lost my original one. I think that's due to old age because I had her for almost 2 years. But fancy guppies only last a couple of years in captivity anyways. 2-3 tops. So she's the next big mama. I don't even know. I got to start taking pictures of these guys and see what these male guppies look like. You know, cobras, snake skins, stuff like that. And then we got the little pea puffer tank. That's kind of in a disarray. I got to cut up a new sponge filter or sponge for that, or you know what I mean. This used to be extended off of this, so this fell. I just got a couple males in here. Don't know where the female is. I think they harassed her too much. As you can see, the tails are pretty nipped on this, even though I keep this pea puffer pretty well fed. It's the only one in here. I have 5 more coming for this tank. This 10-gallon. Hey, what's up, Fim Time? How you doing? Long time, buddy. Happy New Year. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I'm doing great, Fin Time. Long time no see. So that's that. There's the Mrs. or Mr. Pea Puffer. Like I said, I got 5 more coming. Sorry if it's kind of looks dirty, but, you know, that's just the glass from Molly putting her face on and algae growing. So, those are them guppies. I'm kind of scrolling really quick through these tanks, so let's see. Don't mind this. I got to change this water out. I'm just using this 5-gallon of quarantine. The 3 goldfish in here. Now this is this room temperature. I did kind of a quick DIY with pinky floss, just to keep it aerated in here. I change this water probably a couple times a week. So I got 3 like 2.5 inch goldfish in this 5 gallon just for quarantine. I'm actually gonna, when I can fish them out, when I drain this down, I'm gonna put them in this 18 gallon tote with the fancy guppies, because there's no heater on this, but it's sitting at like 72, 73 degrees. Here, let me turn on the light for this room. That way you guys can see this. So here's the 18 gallon tote. I know it doesn't have clear sides, but Molly likes... Hey, what's up, Island Queen? So I got a lot of fancy guppies in here. A lot of different things. Just a regular plastic floating plant in here. I got duckweed, some Java moss, Java fern. Oh, looks like I lost the sponge filter to this. Nope, it's fine. I just got to reattach it to the wall. So I had to take this out of here, the heater, and put it into my 22 bow front due to the heat, and me being a knucklehead and forgetting that the thing was on, and it was supposed to have auto protection to shut off if it started getting really hot. So that's just another fancy guppy tank. Here we go for this 10 gallon. Like, I gotta do top offs today, but I'm not gonna do that on the live stream. So this tank is just overgrown with plants. That's a Nubius, a big Nubius. Here's some of the plant. Here's some wisteria, water wisteria growing out of the filter. So it's immersed. I got tons of duckweed in here, as you can see. Same with this tank. But I haven't seen any fish in here for a while. So I don't know if, due to what it's happening with this tank, because I haven't, not like I've neglected this. I cleaned this last week, 2 weeks ago at most, and gravel vac everything. So this is more of a plant tank right now, because I had fancy guppies in there. Not sure what happened to the fry. I might actually even fish them out. Yeah, right. I like the duckweed because it gives me a little bit of buffer just in case I'm having one of my moments or a rough week or something, or a rough couple weeks, and I don't feel like doing any water changes or creating any video content or any of that. So, still have yet to cut this big piece of plexiglass or acrylic down to fit this little top. But here is the shrimp slash smaller pleco tank. Got a bunch of naha grass or guppy grass in here. Got a female beta right there. That's doing great. I got a 30-gallon sponge filter and a little 10-gallon sponge filter in here that these guys seem to be enjoying. Some snails in here. A little shrimp hiding thing. There's one of the shrimp that's feeding. So let's see. So I got chocolate plecos in here that are smaller. I got a couple big super reds still in here, or they've gotten pretty big since I took the other super reds out. It'll be nice once I have this rack set up. That's coming in the mail. Got a big snail right there, mystery snail or ivory snail. There's one of the big chocolate plecos hanging on the back of that filter, sponge filter. There's a couple super reds, couple other. What's up, Raccoon Creek Aquatics? How you doing? I got a lot of cherry red shrimp in here. There's nothing to eat the cherry red shrimp, so I only do like a 10% or 5% water change every week to this. Usually I'm just topping it off with fresh water. You know, so I got a ton of duckweed, as you can see. A lot of shrimp actually hang out up on the duckweed. Upside down, have no problem with it. There's another red cherry shrimp. I probably have about 50 in here or more. I got some blue velvet shrimp in here and some snowball shrimp from Sergeant Tanks. So this is going to become a shrimp only tank, and I got to move that beta because I'm sure that female beta has been scooping some of the shrimplets when it can find them and eating them. But here's one of the snowballs, if you can see. Sorry if it's really hazy, because Molly likes to put her nose on the glass. So there, hold on. There's one of the cherries. I have a lot of cherry shrimp in here that are buried up. Same with snowball shrimp and blue velvets. The blue velvets are a little hard to see because I got so much duckweed in here. It kind of keeps it dark in here. And they hide out a lot of the time. But I have one enormous red cherry female in here that's buried. That usually hangs out up in the Hanaha grass and up there. So yeah, I mean, that's just a quick update. Gotta love the Java moss and other mosses. There's like 3 different types of moss in here. Because I get shrimp and usually there's different types of moss that they come in on. So this is going to be a shrimp only tank very shortly. With snails, obviously. Let's see. Then we got the big 125. I fed these pigs this morning. So I got 2 green severums in here, a gold severum, a big like 12 or 14 inch koi at this point. This generic, a butterfly koi right there. Another koi. This kind of assorted. Couple convicts. And then I got like 3 high-fin plecos in here, which don't even get bothered. Sorry for the mess. I gotta clean this tank. One of my nets fell in. I usually keep my nets, sometimes the big nets, up on top of the light. But I'm doing a whole DIY LED setup for this. When the LEDs come in. Yeah, look at the female Oscar. So I'm trying to sex these other 2 Oscars that I added, these tiger Oscars, to see what they are. I'm hoping one of them's a male. I lost the white one because the female must have been another female when these guys were small. She just destroyed it and ate one of them. What's up, Eric B? How are you? I'm going to be planting this tank out. Like, I have a lot of plants for all these different tanks. Like, I want to get some Java fern in here, some Anubias, stuff that's usually harder and less likely for the Oscars and Severums to chew on. I know the koi will go after any types of plants, same with the goldfish. And this is the scarlet goldfish. Like full size. Now let's see. Like I said, I gotta top all my tanks off because it's been a little warm lately in here. So not much has changed with this 55 due to work constraints and all that. Oh, there's the thermometer I was looking for. Funny when you start looking at stuff. So I got another high fin pleco right here. I got rubber lip plecos in here that I know are breeding. I just don't know if the Africans are going after it, you know, doing that. And got a big Venustus chasing this other yellow lab. Kind of like the tank boss in a way. Really, the tank boss is this Texas cichlid, you know, tries to keep the Africans in line. So yeah, I'm planning on taking all this stuff out, regrading all the soil in here, maybe add some egg crate in the bottom of it so that Africans only can dig a certain amount. And then I have a bunch of rock, like these only a couple of the rock I have, and that one I chipped, that piece of granite. I'm gonna put it in here and make like so these guys can have like territories. So like I said, sorry for the glass. Molly likes to pound on the tanks. So that's that tank. Let's see. I've had pretty good success. The only thing is the rubber lip plecos might get picked off by not so much the Texas, but the Venustus will eat anything it can fit in its mouth, obviously, like most fish. But the rubber lip plecos kind of hide out in, you know, here in this, you know, broken bridge and other holes, because I've drilled other holes into this plastic stuff. Or they're hiding out in these tubes to stay away from the big Africans and stay out of their way. Yeah, so I mean that's the 55-gallon cichlid. What's up, AC Aquatics? Now let's show the little 22 bow front. which I got the 5 rainbows in right now. What's up, Kachi? How are you? So I got 4 German blue rams in here, and then 5 Australian rainbows. All these plants used to be planted, except for the Java moss and Christmas moss or whatever. So I gotta put that Java fern window loaf. I'm gonna glue it to one of these rocks that I just kind of chipped and threw in there, and let them sink where they sink. Then that's Anubias petite right there. So it's pretty straightforward. Still using this DIY sponge filter. Working great. TDS isn't too bad. I'm running this tank at, it's right now currently 82. I know rainbows don't like it that warm, but they seem to be acting fine. I just feed this tank quite regularly since their metabolism's a lot higher due to the extra heat. Then I got this sword that's actually grown. I mean, some of the dieback you've seen is because it was immersed growth, but it's already changed over, so you can actually see these roots. They're already starting to send runners out looking for stuff. So that's pretty straightforward on the 22 bow front. As you can see, it's like 72, almost 72 degrees in here, 44% humidity, which isn't bad actually. It's comfortable. Now let me show you the super red tank and stuff like that. I can't show you the other tank, so I'm going to spin this around to me because I don't want to give away what other videos I'm creating. Alright, this is one of the only tanks I can't get at and pound on. What's up, Psychedelic Babe? How are you? Oh, sorry if you see my finger. That's the only way I can do this. So, not a lot has changed in this tank. I've added a Tetra Whisper filter to this. So it's a 30 or 40 gallon filter. And then I got this sponge filter. I have other sponge filters on order. I'm surprised the male's not here, so that means maybe the super reds are free swimming in there, hiding out. But I got a couple. There's one of the super red plecos hiding right there. Then there's another one right there. I got some cory cats, peppered cory cats in here, 3 of them. And then a bunch of guppy fry and females and males in this tank. As you can see, most of the males don't look too bad. Even some of the females. I do have Java fern in here. I have other plants I'm going to move in here. I'm going to move some moss in this. I actually got to feed this tank with some cucumbers and stuff like that for the plecos. So there's 8 super reds in here right now. They just like to hide. They're very skittish. They might even, 3 of them might, the small ones might be in there. So I'm not sure. I'm good. Just gonna get ready for work here very shortly. Oh, let's see. Got this nice tiger lily or lotus or whatever you want to call it. So those are doing well. The fry are doing great in here. I just feed this several times a day. Usually I'm just topping off this tank. I do text the TDS every week. I just haven't been recording it. Well, I'll write it on the side right here like this. This is from several weeks ago. I have permanent red markers or whatever will show up, so I know what the last thing was. Looks like some of the guppies have been eating the lilies, or some of the snails, because I do have snails pretty much in every tank. And then I got some of the house plants that are this free floating. They do fine. I mean, they're okay. And then I just got this, have to run, glad I caught you live. Thanks for the stream. Have a good day. Take it easy, Heather. Appreciate you stopping in. This is going to be a fairly quick thing. This is a 2.5 gallon. I did have a male veil-tail betta in here, but I think it was too cold in here because I didn't keep it heated and being near this window. You know, it's a little interesting. So I'm gonna take this other Nana Petite, probably the Java Moss, put them in here. And this is just a house plant I got a clipping of from work, and that's in like an aquaponics system. I like the self-contained, where you know you put some plants and stuff, and yeah, right. Maybe I should change this tank over and make that salt, clean it up. Don't mind all the debris. I just have not done water changes. All I do is top that tank off. So that's just all the mulm and stuff from the excess food. There is snails in here. So I do clean the snails out every once in a while to feed to the pea puffer. So that's those tanks. I'm not going to show you the other ones for now. Oh, I'm glad to be back. No, you know, I happened to have the chance today to do a live stream after getting back from the vet with Molly. I had to get her shots and stuff like that. Yes, Kachi, I do use TDS, and I do fert. I get the aquaponic stuff, and I mix my own like type of Miracle Grow type fert. Hold on, let me set my stand up or for my phone, and then I'll put you guys on here so you can see me and I can talk to you much easier. So this might bounce around a lot. Don't mind my messy desk. So flip that around. Now I had this in my truck because I was taking like live video and stuff like that. There we go. Just throw that over there. So yeah, that's it. I mean, that's just the tanks I want to show anyways today. So I'll probably go for another 10 minutes roughly, and then I'm gonna have some lunch and add some thumbnails and stuff like that, and get ready for work. So a lot of changes. Gonna set some more racks up, add some more tanks, things like that. Re-aquascape different tanks. I pretty much have enough plants where if I used all the plants I have I could do the 125 over, but then I'd be out of plants. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take all the plants from that 10-gallon that doesn't have any fish in it and move them into that tank, into the 125, and then I'll start any smaller runners, like Java Fern, the Anubias, the sword that's in there. I'll let those grow back out, and I'm going to clear a lot of the duckweed off and put it in probably the 125 maybe, or the 55, and just let it eat the nitrates, nitrites, any ammonia that builds up. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. If you guys got any questions for me, let me know. Kachi, getting back to your thing, I understand ferts make I understand ferts add to the TDS. Usually I do my water changes and then I'll fertilize, because I made the mistake sometimes not paying attention, forgetting that I just fertilized, and then I did like a 50 or 60% water change, so I literally took the bulk of the fertilizer out of the water. And most of my things, except for the 125 right now, all have like 5,000K plus LED lights on them. So that does help with the growth, but I'm getting, like I said, I'm going to do a bunch of DIY LED lights for all the tanks once I get the rack set up and stuff like that. That way I can cut down on these bigger like domed lights, and then I'll use like some of that polycarbide, whatever, the clear like greenhouse stuff, you know, that has like the different channels, and I'll cut the spacing down, and then I'll add 3 little strips in there and make a couple lights per tank that are like different Kelvin ratings, from anywhere from 3,500 to all the way up to 12K in lighting, so different spectrums. What's up, Gary's Aquatics? Hi, JH Aquatics. Says, yo. Yep, I'm still going ahead with the racking. I have wood on hold at Lowe's. JH Aquatics says, I'm at work painting my butt off. Yep, right. The water conditioners, depending on the water conditioner you're using, will lock ammonium and nitrites and nitrates up, especially if it's like safe, because it binds all those so it doesn't hurt the fish, just in case there was a spike. So I test my water. I haven't used water conditioner in quite a while because there's no chlorine or chloramines, and the town water, the only thing that is in the water at very small quantities is lead. So that's where probably every 2-3 weeks on a water change, then I'll add water conditioner to bind any of the metals up and all that, so it doesn't hurt the fish or doesn't build up in them. But I'm looking into getting like almost like an RO system set up under my sink, and then using that RO system to fill these tanks. I know RO won't have any TDS to them, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. I'll just add with trace elements and stuff like that. What is your flirt choice? Trying to find something stronger than plant-only tank, so no fish to harm. I use, yeah, let me see. Do I have it up here? I use Flourish as kind of an alternative to the stuff. Let me grab the aquaponic stuff that I use. Oh, here it is. This stuff you can just get anywhere. I got a big bottle of it, as you can see. I don't measure it. I just guesstimate. I do it by eye. And this is this 2-1-6. So 2 is the nitrogen, 1 is the phosphorus, and 6 is the potassium. So I dose with this. This has no copper in it, because you got to think about the inverts. And I do dose in my shrimp tank, but I dose lightly with it. I mean, I know this is for hydroponics, it's liquid, but I also have Miracle Grow where it's like 0.0, like 5 times, to copper percentage. You know what I mean? So it's not even a percent. It's like 1,000th of a 1%, or 50 thousandths, or you know what I mean, of a percent. So I dose with that Miracle Grow stuff because it's a powder, and I have this mix up my own concoction. I'll mix up like a gallon or a quart at a time, and I'll add that every once in a while, and that seems to help. But I like this aquaponic stuff because I know this is for seedlings, mild vegetative, aggressive vegetative growth, transition to bloom, blooming, and ripening. I use Ultimates as AC Aquatics. Me personally, I like Corey's stuff from Aquarium Co-op, so I may order that and get the gallon, or a couple gallons of it, and use the Easy Green instead of using this stuff. I know it's liquid. I like making my own fert, and I do have a fert background. I had my pesticide applicators in Massachusetts, which is one of the strictest states in the country for fertilizers and pesticides and stuff, so I know the basis for those ferts. Stop. Quiet, Molly. I know what I need for NPK, which is nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, or phosphorus and potassium. I can't remember. I don't remember. So that's the first 3 numbers. 2, 1, 6. Nitrogen is good for the greenery. 1, which is I think phosphorus or potassium, is good for like rooting and the stem vigor and stuff like that, or vice versa. And potassium, this helps your roots and other things. Like, you can look it up online and see what the different guaranteed analysis mean. I can't remember it offhand, and I don't want to quote the wrong way. So let's see, teaspoons per gallon. You know what I mean? Depending on what I'm trying to do. I just do like general purpose, and it says 1 teaspoon per gallon, which a teaspoon's hardly anything. What's that, 5 mils? 2.5 mils? So I dose accordingly with this stuff, or try to, but usually I just eye this, and depending on how heavy the growth is in the tank, I'll just add more. It's not really going to hurt the fish, especially with the amount of duckweed and the tanks I do fertilize. It will not usually hurt those tanks. So, I mean, probably a cap full of this is probably 10 or 15 mils. So that's probably good for a 10-gallon tank, and that's even light. AC Aquatics says, I wish I could make my own ferts. Sorry, let me... Sorry for the bounciness. Show. Wish I use Thrive from Nicklock G. I did the math and broke it down to 5 drops per 10 gallons. I know, like, from fertilizing like lawns and stuff and plants like that, the more you put down, you can burn the lawn out if it's high in nitrogen, because it'll overstimulate the growth of the leaf. And there won't be enough, like, if it doesn't have enough water, you can burn the lawn and turn it brown and all that, make it spotty. But with this, how diluted this is, I'm not really worried about it. And so low in nitrogen, I could probably dose this 10 times the recommended amount and still wouldn't hurt the fish. Brennan Fish and Shrimp says, hello, how are you all doing? I'm doing great. I think a lot of people here are doing great. I appreciate you guys stopping in. You know what? I said I was only going to go for like 30 minutes. I'll give it to about 15 more minutes. I'll go till 12:45 and then I got to eat lunch or something. So, hold on. 13. So, I'll go to 12:40 my time, East Coast time. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. If anyone's looking to see what I was talking about early in the stream, they can look back and see where I do the basic update of my regular fish tanks. I'm not showing the other ones like my quarantine tank because I have other fish in there I don't want anyone knowing of yet till I create the video content and get them into their tank officially. So I got a lot of fish in quarantine right now, probably, I want to say probably a good 20 to 50 fish of different types over like 2 or 3 different tanks. I just had one 10-gallon set up. Now I have 2 10-gallons for quarantine and a 20 long. I have them planted. Those tanks have been up for anywhere from 3 months to 6 months. So the smaller fish I'll put in the 10-gallon. Any bigger stuff that I need to be, you know what I mean, worry about aggression and stuff like that will go in the 20 long for the quarantine, because that's not a very big tank to have to do, you know, the trifecta. I like to use ICX. If I think they have ick, I'll do erythromycin, general cure, and I have some levamisole coming in the mail just to deworm if I'm getting like guppies and stuff, if it's like wild caught stuff, because if they don't poop in the bag and their poop looks white and stringy, I assume they have worms, you know what I mean? So I try to be safe. Now the 22 long, when I added the rainbows in with the German blue rams, all I did was treat that tank as another quarantine tank. I've already finished that quarantine, and I did 3 weeks of the trifecta of that stuff, and I've seen no problems. Like, I don't mind adding fish to an established tank, and I'll drip acclimatize them, and I don't use the water that they came in on of, because, you know, that's a no-no, for obvious reasons. And then I'll just net them out and put them in. Now, for, like, pea puffers, the 5 I have coming in, yeah, thanks. I just did those because those are LEDs, and I want my son to get some of the Christmas spirit. And I got those right around the New Year's, so I figure, you know what I mean? That's 35 a foot long. So I got those lights for like $4 or $5 for a 30-foot length. I was tempted to see what I could do, like a DIY LED light with those, but that Kelvin rating's only like 2K, 2500, or 3K at most, so it's a warm light. Yeah, it's me, Molly. Sorry, girl. Don't mean to tick you off. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that. I have other tanks in storage and in my truck that I'm driving around with. Obviously, I put styrofoam in between them so they don't smash up against each other. So, I'm going to put all my 10 gallons. If you weren't here from the live stream, I'm putting the 10-gallon rack system. It's going to be metal, and then I have wood to build another rack system over here where the lazy boy is. I may even do like a time lapse, but I'm going to probably drain the 125 down to like 10%, 15%, just enough height so the fish are fine. Or I may move them to 5 or, you know, like 20-gallon totes with some of the water, the aquarium water with the sponge filter. And then I may move the 125 onto this wall where I'm currently sitting with my computer. Here, I'll show you. I'll flip the camera. Oh, didn't flip it. So right here, yeah, so let me see if I can't zoom out a little bit. So you can see my computer. Obviously my desk is a mess. So I'm thinking of putting the 125 in here, over here, or taking the 55 and doing a rack of 55s here, and maybe smaller tanks over here, like an L shape. And then if I do move the 125, I'll put my computer over here. I just gotta be careful because when my son does stay with me, I don't want to be right there talking, because I can shut those sliding doors, and that with the sound from the fish and stuff like that. So I don't know. I've been tempted to put the my computer right here and put the 125, or leave the 125, get rid of the stand, and build like an actual rack. That way I can put like a 50 or 100 gallon sump here with fish in it, like the koi, or something like that. I don't know. I might just actually take all the doors off of this and cut all the sheathing, or pull off all the sheathing around this. That way I can slide it, you know, a tank in here. I have 20 or 22 inches from front to back in there in depth where I can fit a tank, and I have enough height in here where I could put a 55 right there and probably a 10 right next to it if I wanted to. So I don't know, just a lot of plans. I just got to figure, you know, take my time and slowly develop this room, because, you know, it could be a huge expense to do what I want to do, you know, and I got to be realistic with money too. So anyone have any last questions? Upside town, downtown. Hold on. Instead of doing so much, do as much as that's cost effective. Ideal. Lately, with emergencies happen. And good morning. I've got enough for 2 betas. Haha, I need 7 butterfly koi, 7 betas, 1 angelfish. Yeah, I want to set up an angelfish tank. And I'm thinking of doing it on a 55 that I have in storage right now. I don't know. I just have a lot of plans. But like you said, got to be cost effective. And I don't want my electricity bill to go from like $100, $110 up to $200 a month. You know what I mean? Real quick and in a hurry if I add 20 tanks to this room. You know what I mean? Between the 10 gallons, moving them. So yeah, I mean, that's what's going on. So Kachi says I'm currently breeding marble angelfish. That's cool. Yeah, see, I wouldn't mind getting some 1/4 inch size fish and letting them grow out. Angelfish, start them at like, get them at 1/4 inch size and get maybe like 15 or 20 or 25 for 55. And then as they get bigger, pair them off. Or once I see pairings happening, put them into like 20 highs or something for the pairs. AC Aquatics says, absolutely take your time and think it through from all aspects. That will save you money. Save you tons of money and time and frustration. Wish you the best of luck and have a great day. Alright, AC Aquatics, if you're taking off, thank you for stopping in and showing your support. Alright, guys, I think I'm going to call it quits. I said I'd go to 40 minutes. I'm almost at 41. I appreciate you guys stopping in and supporting the channel. Make sure you check my giveaway video out. I will add it to the description on this live stream when it becomes available. For the giveaway, it's at 750 follow or subs. Doing a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway for first place, and then 2 runners up for 10 and 10. But most likely by the time I get 750, it'll be the grand prize will be a $50 Amazon gift card and then 2 $25. But I don't want to promise something I can't deliver on yet. But anyways, I'll catch you maybe later tonight. I gotta go to my wife's place and spend the night. I thought I was gonna have another free night, like I said last night, or early this morning. I thought tonight was gonna be a free night where I could stream, come home and stream, but gotta go to my wife's place. So after this, I'm planning on doing a time lapse, probably of different tanks in here, like 5-minute time lapse, and put it on like a slideshow, and maybe a stream from my wife's place because there's good internet and good Wi-Fi there, and I'll set that as like a background. I just gotta find the right app for that. Okay, if you're just joining the stream and this is, oh yes, JH, definitely. I haven't forgot about you. It's definitely getting sent out this Friday. Okay. I noticed a Facebook message from you. I'm pretty sure your address is probably in there. But this Friday it will be shipped out at extreme latest Saturday, and I'm just gonna do it snail mail. Yep. Rachel O'Leary, Nano Good, Big Tanks, and Nanos. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing Rico's challenge, and that 2.5 gallons been sitting, so I know he has like from 10 or less for really small and nano tanks. Yeah, snail mail. I'm not, I'm gonna weigh the options, because if it's under that price I told you, and I can ship it quicker, I will. But if I can save a little bit of money, I'll let you know, and I'll shoot you a copy of the receipt or scan you a copy of the receipt and send it in. Oh, I know. I'm just tempted. Don't quote me on this, JH. I know I'm dragging on right now. Don't quote me on this. I may even send you my 17.5-inch Dell i5 laptop. The video card's not the greatest. It's got a 720p camera on it. I just do a factory reset or a wipe to the laptop. But if it's not going to add too much more to the cost, I may send you the laptop. That way the i5 is going to be stronger than that processor or that PC I'm sending you, because you know what I mean. AMD versus Intel, there's a huge difference. So that quad core will be able to process more video, but it kind of has a junky video card, so you better bet still probably with the desktop. I'm sending you 16 gigs of RAM in there. I'm going to probably send a 500 meg or a 500 gig hard drive after I wipe it. I'll send you as much as I can. You'll definitely get a video card. If I don't send you a hard drive, that's where you might just have to purchase one. I suggest getting you a solid state, and you can use an old operating system. So, yep. Use for offline videos. Alright. Yeah. I'll see what I can do. I just don't know, because I'm thinking about going to school, so if I need my laptop, maybe after I'm done with school, I can send that out at a later time. Hold on, what was that? Haha, I'd love a PC with video. Yeah, so, and I know, JH, you have your own video set up and all that, so it should be easily able to port over. I just don't know about the hard drive yet, because they've been sitting for a while and they've gone through a couple moves. I don't even know if they work, but if they do work, I'll try and send you at least a 500 gig. regular mechanical drive, and I'll send you more information with the tracking info later in the week when I've sent it out. Alright guys, that's enough for me. Enough about geeking out on PC parts and all that. Take it easy. If you haven't, this is your first time here, please think about subscribing. And if you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell button so you can get the notifications on when I do live streams and post new videos and content to YouTube. Alright, thanks again guys. I appreciate everyone supporting the stream. And take it easy. I'm out. Hashtag fishfam. Nam time. Let it snow.